Did you catch all the hidden details in Daredevil Born Again Episode 3? You might be surprised by how much you missed. This episode is jam-packed with nods to the wider MCU, comic book lore, and some seriously cool details that you definitely need to know about. To compile this list, we scoured articles, videos, and fan discussions to find the most interesting and insightful Easter eggs. Oh, and one more thing before we begin. Did you know that episodes 2 and 3 were originally intended to be the pilot? The show underwent a creative overhaul, and this explains why Matt Murdock doesn't actually suit up as Daredevil until episode 4. Pretty cool, right? Now grab your billy clubs, put on your horns, and let's get started with our top 10 Daredevil Born Again, episode 3 Easter eggs. At number 10, we're diving into the gritty realism of Red Hook, a location that resonates with the echoes of past Marvel Netflix adventures. In a stark scene, Devlin's ruthless efficiency is on full display as he eliminates 2 men and commandeers their truck, all against the backdrop of this familiar pier. Red Hook isn't just a random dock, it's a recurring setting, a tangible link to the interconnected narratives of shows like Iron Fist and The Punisher. This detail serves a crucial purpose. It reinforces the idea that these stories, though distinct, unfold within a shared, tangible urban landscape. The grime of Red Hook, the industrial feel of the docks, these are not just set dressings, but active participants in the storytelling. By revisiting this location, the show subtly acknowledges the legacy of its predecessors, reminding viewers that the characters and events of those series have left an indelible mark on this corner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a quiet, visual affirmation of a shared world, a nod that rewards observant fans and deepens the sense of continuity within the often sprawling MCU. This location is a physical reminder that these shows existed within the same world, and that the actions of characters such as Frank Castle and Danny Rand had consequences that exist within the world of Daredevil Born Again. Number 9 on our list brings us to a seemingly innocuous moment during a dinner scene between Wilson and Vanessa Fisk, a moment that, upon closer inspection, reveals layers of depth to Vanessa's character. She casually mentions Francis Bacon's Freud triptych, a highly coveted and expensive piece of art soon to be auctioned. The way she speaks of it with a clear undercurrent of desire isn't just a throwaway line, it's a window into her sophisticated tastes and the opulent world she inhabits. This isn't merely about owning a valuable object, it's about possessing a piece of art that reflects her refined sensibilities and reinforces her status within the elite. Vanessa's interest in such a specific and high-profile artwork speaks volumes about her lifestyle, hinting at the vast wealth and influence that the Fisks wield. It's a subtle yet powerful reminder that they are not just criminals operating in the shadows, they are also patrons of the arts, figures of immense power who move within the highest echelons of society. This detail serves to elevate Vanessa beyond a mere supporting character, solidifying her as a complex individual with her own desires and motivations, and further emphasizing the formidable power that the Fisk partnership commands. This moment is a quiet but effective way to paint a picture of Vanessa's character and the world she lives in. At number 8, we have a moment that might have seemed like just a casual conversation, but it actually carries a deeper meaning. While Matt Murdock visits Hector Ayala in his cell, Hector talks about his favorite beach in Puerto Rico and the sound of the Coqui frogs. He describes them as singing to their mates, with whom they mate for life. This seemingly innocuous conversation takes on a heartbreaking significance when, at the end of the episode, we hear the sound of Coqui frogs as Hector, now the White Tiger, is tragically killed. This could symbolize Hector's life being cut short, his song ending abruptly. It serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, especially for those who choose the path of a vigilante. This next Easter egg has fans buzzing with excitement. During Hector Ayala's trial, Matt Murdock reveals a list of people that the White Tiger has saved, including several police officers. One of those names is Officer Morales, which could be a sneaky reference to Miles Morales' father, Jeff Morales, who is a police officer in the comics. This is a particularly exciting Easter egg, as it suggests that Miles Morales might exist in this corner of the MCU, potentially setting the stage for a future crossover. Could we see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up one day? Only time will tell. This episode is filled with references to the Punisher, and they all point to something big going down in Hell's Kitchen. First, we see a mural with the Punisher's iconic skull logo and the word "Triggered" spray painted underneath it. Then, things take a dark turn when White Tiger is gunned down by someone with a Punisher skull tattoo. It seems likely that these corrupt cops are somehow connected to Frank Castle, or at the very least are using his symbol to instill fear and further their own agenda. This definitely raises the question, will we see the Punisher himself make an appearance in Born Again? This subtle parallel between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk Fisk might have slipped past you, but it's a powerful visual that speaks volumes about their characters. Both men are shown with busted knuckles in this episode. This highlights the physical toll that their respective battles take on them, even though they fight in very different ways. Matt, as Daredevil, engages in brutal hand-to-hand combat, while Fisk uses his power and influence to manipulate and control those around him. It's a visual reminder that both men are engaged in a constant struggle, with their bodies bearing the scars of their conflicts. Interestingly, the directors of the show have spoken about how they use action sequences to tell a story. They want the action to have meaning and to reflect the characters' journeys. This episode draws inspiration from a controversial storyline in the Daredevil comics called Out, where Matt's identity as Daredevil is revealed to the public. In the show, Matt reveals Hector Ayala's secret identity as the White Tiger in court. While the show doesn't follow the comic book storyline exactly, it does raise the question, could Matt's own identity be exposed and born again? This would have massive consequences for Matt and those he cares about, and it would definitely shake things up in Hell's Kitchen. The death of Foggy Nelson in the first episode of Born Again shocked viewers, but some fans have a theory. Foggy might have faked his own death. In the comics, Foggy's death was faked to protect him from dangerous criminals. Could something similar be happening in the show? Foggy has always been concerned about Matt's safety and has tried to convince him to give up his life as Daredevil. Perhaps faking his own death is Foggy's drastic way of forcing Matt to retire from crime fighting. It's a wild theory, but it would be a huge twist if it turned out to be true. The first trailer for Born Again hinted at the arrival of Muse, a terrifying villain from the Daredevil comics. Muse is a serial killer who creates grotesque works of art using the body parts of his victims. But who will play Muse in the show? Fans have some theories. Some believe that Buck Cashman, Fisk's associate, will be revealed to be Muse. Others think that the man at Heather Glenn's book signing who mentioned struggling with his mental health might be the sinister killer. Keep an eye on these characters, because one of them might be the terrifying Muse. And finally, our #1 Easter egg takes us back to a flashback scene with Matt Murdock's father, Jack. Jack is pressured by a man named Roscoe to take a dive in his fight against Carl Crusher Creel. This character is Roscoe Sweeney, also known as the Fixer in the comics, a villain known for fixing fights and engaging in various criminal activities. This Easter egg adds depth to the backstory of Matt's father and provides a glimpse into the corrupt world of boxing that Jack was a part of. And there you have it, folks. 10 incredible Easter eggs that you might have missed in Daredevil Born Again Episode 3. From subtle nods to the wider MCU to deep dives into comic book lore, this episode is packed with details that enhance the viewing experience. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden gems with us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. And if you're craving even more mind-blowing alternate realities and superhero surprises, be sure to click on our previous video, Top 10 Alternate Versions of Invincible, where we explore the wildest what-ifs in the Invincible universe. You won't want to miss it.